could get one little symbol.
Hey everyone, my name is Matt Brown and welcome to the annual meeting for MAKE Roanoke. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Good stuff. Okay, so just so that everyone's aware, we are filming tonight's meeting and it'll be posted online. So if you missed something, you can always go back and refer to that recording online if you need to see it again.
We're only filming the slideshow. Show and tell is not going to be filmed. So
yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, my name's Matt Brown. I'm a board member here at MAKE Roanoke. I am the serve as the treasurer here, as well as one of the woodshop captains. So yeah, welcome to the annual meeting. So to kick things off, as treasurer, I'm going to talk a little bit about the money this year. Everyone's favorite topic, and how we made money, how we spent money, how things kind of came out in the year numbers, all that good stuff. And I'm happy to take any questions that anyone has about it. All right, so this is how we made our money this year. So our total income was about $55,000. As you can see, the most of it was made up by your membership dues. Thank you very much for supporting MAKE Roanoke. But a rather large amount was also from donations. So those came in many different forms. So whether that's our bite-sized charity events that we do with local restaurants, some of that was employer matching as well. Some of that was also just people being like, hey, yeah, I'll chip in $50 for a new 3D printer. So thank you very much for your donations as well this year. And then as we get a little bit smaller, we had a $5,000 grant from United Way that hit the accounts this year as well. So just for reference, these are only our 2025 numbers. A lot of the other numbers are going to be April to April. But for the simplicity of me not having to re-go through all the numbers for tax time, these are just from 2025. Yes, Brian.
We were just wondering if the donations is an estimate on equipment that was donated to, or is it just cash liquid donations?
That is cash liquid donations. Equipment is not in there. But yeah, so then there's the class fees. So that's an even smaller slice, and then at the very end, we've got income from services rendered. So what that is as part of a partnership with United Way, we helped them rebuild their mascot, and so they paid us some money to help with that project, to cover materials and a little bit over that for all the effort that went into making that mascot happen. So again, thanks to the folks who made the mascot happen. Woo! Woo! All right. Any other questions about our income from this last year? Okay, let's move on to the next slide. And this is how we spent our money. So as you can see, not quite half, but almost half. I think it's like 46% of our expenses this year was the rent for the space itself. So that's kind of cool to see that is where the money is really going to. The second biggest was equipment. So again, this doesn't cover anything that was purchased prior to 2025. I know there were some things like the table saw and the CNC machine that were purchased prior, but this covers all the stuff in 2025, so that's another very large slice of the pie. And then that third slice, the yellow one there, is utilities and web services. So what web services means is our internet service, anything having to do with our website hosting is also kind of crunched down into that slice. The next one down is space improvement. So this covers things like the ventilation system that we put in, It covers things like door access controls, things kind of like that. And then that orange one is our insurance. So that's what we pay in insurance for the year. And then past that, the amounts get a bit smaller. So we have consumables was the next one. I want to say that's about $1,000. Payment processing is kind of the blue one next to the teal. And then from there, we've kind of got smaller things like class materials, taxes, equipment maintenance, any sort of advertising, and then fundraising expenses and office expenses. These ones down at the bottom are about $100 to $200 each. So those are pretty small expenses. So yeah, does anyone have questions about how we spent money in 2025?
Are
Yes.
taxes mostly sales tax, or what kind of taxes?
Yeah, so the city of Roanoke has admittance tax. So if you host an event and people have to pay money to attend, the city of Roanoke has a tax on that. So that is almost exactly what all of the taxes are. They also have business property tax, which we didn't pay last year, but we will be paying this year. And so that is a tax on all of the physical equipment and property that we own in the space. So that number is going to go up next year. Yeah. Boo.
Even for nonprofits.
Yep. The nonprofit status that we have is for the state and federal. So there may be processes and ways to, request exemption. We're gonna be looking into that this next year to try and not have to pay as much in taxes. But in comparison to the overall expenses, taxes is this one right here. So it's a couple $100. But,
I'll also add that the admissions tax comes from the class fees, so that's incorporated into the class price of the church.
yeah. Cool. Any other questions about our expenses?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Sam.
what will rent be this year?
Rent this upcoming year. To take a step back, we signed a 3-year lease for this space at the start of this year. So we negotiated rent to go up, I believe 4% per year and include utilities in it. So this upcoming year, our rent, instead of being $2,000 a month, is $2,400, I believe. There's some change in there. I think it's 2,430 something. But it was a 4% increase from
That
the
includes utilities.
But that includes
But that
that yellow
includes
wedge as well.
utilities. Yeah.
Not
all
web
of it,
services.
Yeah, not web
Electricity,
services.
heat.
What portion of the utilities is that left? Roughly.
So that, let's see, the bulk of it. I think we pay about $100 a month for our website space and general stuff to Glow Fiber. So that won't be included in that. I think that's the only reoccurring utility that we have that won't be included in that new price.
Hold on.
Cool. All right. So, if anyone has questions or wants to drill in deeper or see exact numbers for things, up on this front table, I have our statement of activity for 2025. So this goes more into detail. In these pie charts, I've collapsed things down. So, the exact utilities versus internet services, stuff like that is broken out on these charts. There is one thing you'll see on those charts is there's a $7,000 expense that's on those papers that is not represented on the charts that I've shown here. That expense came from a relationship that we have with B-Sides. They are another nonprofit that focuses on info security. They host a conference. Aaron is the person who kind of heads up that organization. And so while they were working to get their nonprofit status, we were their fiscal sponsor. So what that means is they just take all of the money that they've earned from past conferences and they put it in our bank account. And you know, we were a nonprofit, and so theoretically we could have accepted nonprofit donations for them and then given them those donations. Now their nonprofit status came through recently, which is fantastic. And so as part of that, they were able to open up their own nonprofit bank account. And they said, hey, we'd like our money back. So we said, sure, that's reasonable. So that's where that $7,000 is.
What
So
money?
we kept track of it. So you'll see that expense on the statement of activities as an uncategorized expense. There's probably a better accounting way to do that, but that's been lower on my priorities list so far. So yeah, so those were our expenses. So if you kind of take those big broad numbers and add them up, we had a net income of $7,000 over the past year, which is excellent. We weren't projecting on making any money last year. We were kind of expecting to be a few thousand below where we started, just with all the expenses of starting up and having to make changes to the space. So that's fantastic that we actually have a little extra there. And then to get an idea of what our current cash reserves are today, they're $36,000. So we are in a very good financial situation right now and well prepared for both the planned build out and having a decent amount of operating funds kind of saved in the back pocket in case there's emergencies or equipment that's expensive breaking, things like that. Yeah, Keith.
So going back into history before my time, so where did the seed money come from? It looks like there was, I don't know, $30,000 somehow in 2024.
Yeah, so the amount that kind of came over at the beginning of 2024 when I started as treasurer was about 24,000, I believe. And honestly, I don't know the exact details of where that money came from. I know some of it came from, actually Sam, yeah. you're a great
So
person to say this.
most of that came from the Kickstarter as well as just individual large donations from a few people. There were a couple early members that were putting a lot of money in just to help us get off the ground. One member was paying our rent until we were able to open, so things of that nature. That's how we were able to build up that reserve at the beginning.
Was that just in late 24, or how early was that?
So we started raising money in March of 24, I think.
Yeah, March is when we started taking $10
Yeah.
donations, March or April.
Yeah, that I think we opened up the bank account in like February or March of 24.
Kickstarter was October.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, and then we got that B-sides money in early, and that helped out a lot as well, just to have some floating cash.
Was that in 23 or 24?
24.
It was all in 24. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Good work, everyone.
And then membership dues paid for what? We discovered that membership dues covered,
Oh, exactly. Well, one of the things that we found is that membership dues alone cover rent and utilities for the space. So if all of our external donations just disappeared, we would still be able to operate in the space, which is great for our sustainability. Just an awesome place to be. So yeah, that's what I've got for the financial update. Does anyone else have any questions before I turn it over to Sam Brown here?
Thanks for bookkeeping.
Yeah,
thanks
yes.
for keeping
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Okay, so I'm not sure how many people have actually seen the full plans. Given that the full plans don't really exist in a finalized form, I'm going to go with not everybody in this room. These are some CAD write-ups of just the framing models of what the majority of the build-out is supposed to look like when it's done. You can see right here think most people can probably get this if they're familiar with the space. These big tall walls right here, these are the tarp walls that are right over there, but fully framed in and they'll be skinned obviously. And then this whole enclosure right here is going to be the lab area. Right now we have plans to put a mezzanine or a storage loft on top of it because the marginal increase in cost is really small compared to a floating ceiling system. But I might actually have to reevaluate that because I discovered that the Restore stocks a ton of floating ceiling system parts, and we might be able to get them for like $90-something, but I'm not positive about that. But anyway, right now we're planning on doing the storage loft, and then right here, which is then I turn, we're on top of the mezzanine. This is going to be a full bathroom, well, let's say full bathroom, a bathroom with a sink and a toilet in it instead of just a toilet, and it'll be ADA compliant in terms of sizing and grab bars and whatnot. So it's a accessibility improvement as well, and then just some miscellaneous framing over here to help make some room for the server stuff over next to the restroom. And we'll probably do something to finish closing that in a little bit and just keeping it out of sight and slightly less accessible than just anybody in the space at any given time. What I don't have plans on for here is that we need to deal with an additional egress point somehow in this space. There were originally plans to have it go out that a ways through, there's a door back there into another part of the building that was originally going to be common, but that's probably not going to work out fire code wise. So right now the very tentative plan is to frame in the opening that we have the pull-up door and replace it with a set of double exterior doors, just like the one that we come in to get into the hallway, the big metal type, with a mullion between them, a pole that you can remove, and we can move larger equipment in and out. We talked, and it looks like the height nature of the roll-up door we can probably live without, but we really want to keep something extra wide to be able to move like the lathe, the mill, that type of stuff in and out. It's not ideal, and it is very expensive, just because commercial access is not cheap, but that's probably what we're going to have to do in order to get any construction plans approved. So that's a brief overview of what it should look like, even though it's just the framing. Does anybody want to ask me any questions about details about that? I'm happy to supply them, or afterwards is fine too. Okay, great. Then I went ahead and I categorized it and put up our estimated costs right now. It's not cheap, so unfortunately I have to be the one that says, yeah, now that we have that surplus from last year with Matt's slides, I get to eat into it very, very significantly. And there are parts of it that are more expensive than others. The other things I didn't cover were electrical upgrades for all the equipment. All of that framing is going to involve more electricity pulled into the walls. We tried to minimize it where possible while still being prudent and getting as much that makes sense to do in one shot, like get one plan through the city instead of having to go back and onesie-twosie the rest of it. And metal is very expensive, and all of the electrical is made of metal. Lighting and switching really comes down to, Chris has got all these new lights put up. We want to get them switched in a better way that makes sense when you're coming in and out of the space. You don't have to walk all the way over there and turn on half the lights, things like that. And then smoke and heat alarms. Right now we don't really have that many. If I'm going to say we have more than 0, but the smoke alarm situation is good in here, and upgrading to something that's a little bit more suitable is, again, expensive. And then lastly is the exterior door that I mentioned. And so to be clear, these are all materials costs only. There will be, there will certainly be additional service costs on top of this. We have to do some asbestos testing probably to get some of the plants in the city, and there'll be other little things that pop up here and there that I tried to cover everything I could think of and estimate high, but if we get done for that number, I'll take it to be a very big success. And then the status right now, we submitted the plans to the city in late November. The city got back to us near the middle of December with 3 very minor modification quibbles that we needed to adjust, like a tempering device on the hot water system for the lavatory in the bathroom. That's not at all surprising, so that people don't get scalded. And then there was the egress requirement. And so I did message them in early February saying, we're working with our landlord on the egress requirement. We've worked with our landlord on the egress requirement, and we're gonna have to figure it out ourselves pretty much. So that brings us to today. I think we just got the full quote for the door part about 2 weeks ago. So Where it goes from there, timeline is uncertain, but hopefully we can start making progress in the reasonably near future and actually get some construction done. So, I think that's my entire update. So I'm happy to answer questions. Brian?
What's the current blocker?
There is no current blocker, luckily. That's not true. The current blocker is deciding whether or not the door cost is acceptable to the board, green lighting it, and then reaching back out to my contact at this, who happens to be like the chief inspector at the city. He's been really nice to talk to on the phone the couple times I've contacted him, and make sure that it's really that simple and that we don't have to do additional ADA insurance on the dock that will become our main entrance. There's no rail on the dock right now, as far as I can tell, none is required. But if it needs to be fully ADA compliant, then we're going to have to put probably a little curb around it so that wheels can't fall off of it, and it'll need a ramp that's pitched down to the point that's acceptable. And it looks like in my head there wasn't enough room. It looks like there is enough room going this direction, but again, if we could not do that because it's kind of an existing structure, I'm hopeful that they will let us, at least for right now, so that we can say, great, we'll add the door framing and the door to the wall framing around the door and the door to our plans, and the other three things that they wanted, which were very minor. It was like state the occupancy of the space, right? That's just a paperwork thing. And then we can get green lit. I don't know if that'll be the case. The asbestos would be the other thing we need to figure out. Really, my only question for them is, can we do the asbestos inspection and sampling ourselves? Because we're not actually disturbing that much structure of the original building. And there are places where there is definitely no asbestos. There are certain things that are suspect. Really, it's going to be the drywall on these little things, like this little bathroom closet that we're going to remove. And luckily, sampling that's really easy and cheap. We're talking in the hundreds of dollars if we can send it to a lab ourselves. I've done it regularly on residential work, and as long as they're okay with like an accredited lab doing the analysis and us filling out the form that is the inspection report, then we're good to go. If we have to get it done by a certified industrial hygienist, then the price goes up by a couple $1,000. It's obnoxious, but I understand they're going to have to send somebody out and take their time filling out the paperwork, so that they have to make money. But we'll see. I'm really hopeful, given like, hey, we're a nonprofit. How can we do this? The city was really understanding that we're trying to do things the correct way and appreciative of that, as opposed to just doing whatever we wanted and never contacting them at all. So they've been verbally pretty agreeable. Anybody else? Okay, great. I don't know who's next, but
Thanks for all the work you've done.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Alright. Next on the list, the events committee. So I'm the events committee chair. This year we were at 10 events. We tabled at 10 different events, and then I think we hosted one that was our own, that was our Jingle and Mingle event. So I've just kind of recapped 6 of them here just for images, right? But in addition to these, let's see here, we did the Salem Red Sox Education Day, Compost Fest, the Daisy Art Parade, Rethink, Reuse, Repair Fair, the National Night Out, Jack Brown's Ren Fair, Art Project, our Holiday Social, the City of Roanoke Repair Cafe, and then the Lynchburg Maker Fair. I'd say that a lot of our efforts have gone into the Jack Brown's Ren Fair. That was a really fun event that a lot of people were able to help out at. And then the Rethink, Reuse, Repair Fair, that was another big event that we did this last year. So coming up next year, we're going to be doing the similar events. So always looking for volunteers. But yeah, these are the events that I chose to kind of highlight. I guess the biggest like feel-good one that we did was the Roanoke Libraries Repair Fair. We had somebody that came in with this kind of decrepit little bear that it used to have buttons in its hands that would sing songs, and this light that would light up. She was on hospice. She was hoping that we would be able to repair this. Unfortunately, we were not able to repair it that day. We asked if we could take it back from her for a little bit and just kind of expedite getting it repaired. And we were able to do that with a lot of different volunteers. I think there were probably 5 different people that worked on it. Yeah, at least. So huge thank you to our membership who helped with that. That one was great. I was able to return it to her, and she was so very grateful. Yeah, so I think the repair cafes and the repair fairs are probably our most like feel-good events that we've done. Any questions on events?
She just got an email from doing one of the
In
webinar
August,
ones.
yeah. Cool. On to the next one.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Hi, if you don't know me, come out from under your rock. I'm Samantha. I am in this section of the slideshow. I'm in charge of marketing. So just some fun stats. In the last 12 months on Facebook and Instagram, we had around 45,000 views each, which is really great. Reddit doesn't keep that nice stat, but we get about 2,000 to 3,000 views per post on Reddit. It's by far our biggest reach, and it's hyper local because I'm posting on the Roanoke subreddit, so I'm not reaching people in our military state. We've had if I expound on 2,000 views a post by how many posts we had in the last year, that's 172,000 views. Our website launched on February 21st. It's shiny and new. If you haven't seen it yet, it's amazing. And we've had over 1,000 unique visitors since then, which is really awesome. On social media followers, on Instagram, we are up 160% from last year, so we're at 1,430 now. Facebook, we're up 139%, we're up to 961. Meetup, we're up 185%. We're up to 787 on Meetup, which is where we announce all our events. Anyone who registers for a class has to go through there. Discord, we're up 73%. We're up to 464 members. And our newsletter, we're up 46%. We're up to 348 subscribers to our twice-a-month newsletter. You can subscribe on our website, hint, hint. And we have a 38% open rate now, and the nonprofit average that I could find is 29%.
What is an open rate?
That's the people who click and open the email. We can see that. I know. Which of you? We can also tell if you've clicked anything in the email. And that rate is like 4% or something. It's pretty standard to do that well.
So just remember, Samantha's watching.
I'm watching.
Do you get it down to the, you know,
Oh, I
the
can
individual?
look at each individual person.
The individual. Wow.
I can. It's really creepy.
She doesn't unless she has a vendetta against you.
Yeah. Don't get on my bad side.
You have a good side.
These are our meetups by month from, or meetup RSVPs, so how many people RSVP to an event each month, which is a nice little graphic. And then when I was trying to find Reddit stats, they gave me a word cloud of all the words I used in our posts and comments, and I thought it was fun. So here's a little bit of chaos. Interestingly, two different sites gave me this. This was the cooler looking word cloud. The other one had the big word community, which is missing from this word cloud. So take the accuracy with a grain of salt. But I still think it's big announcement is we are rebranding our community meetings. The in-person one will be called Maker Meetup and Show and Tell, and the virtual one will be Virtual Maker Show and Tell. We are also open to rescheduling them. When you take the survey at the end of the meeting, tell us when you would like them to be, because we want them to be when you can come. The format is going to be roughly the same, but we're also taking feedback on that. And then my idea with these posters is every meeting I'll take 3 of the show and tell items that were shown, add pictures to them, and they'll go onto the flyer for the next meeting. So it's always a little bit different, always highlighting something that our community is making. And then that is it for marketing. Next is Alex with fundraising.
Hello, I'm Alex with fundraising. We just want to call out some of our big funds raised. I think it actually might have had its own high slice wedge maybe, but maybe it didn't, no it didn't. Employer donations, 7,000, so a lot of employers do matching programs or just pure donate programs to nonprofits. We're registered with a couple things you can find out more about on our website, and you might want to ask if your employer does that kind of thing. It's kind of cool. I'll talk more about that in the next slide. United Way grant was a big deal. It was, we got $5,000 from them. They also paid us to make their new hand mascot, which was really cool. And then our bite-sized restaurant events have brought in about 650, just for 2025. And for rewards, almost very close to being a round number for 2025. It's kind of upsetting that it's not. But those are kind of our big shout outs we've got going on. Our goals, we want more grants. There's a couple that we're eyeing. We're really like, the way grants work is they're like, hey, are you gonna use this money to better your community? And we're like, we really wanna build a bigger bathroom. But we frame that as, oh, making our space more accessible for the community. Or, hey, we want to add walls to our space, but maybe we are using that as an opportunity to teach people how to take care of their own homes, which is what some grants in the available are focused on. We want community involvement, home ownership, et cetera, et cetera. So we find ways to fit in, and we try to apply for the ones that we see and look for others. We want to improve bite-sized charity events. Every now and then, very, very rarely, we don't meet the minimum requirement when we host these things, which means the restaurants give us no money. And that's very sad. So we're trying to tie them in with more like, it's sad. But we're trying to tie it in with more like community focused, like social events, maybe actually plan on a meetup, hey, let's go here. The next couple are gonna be tied into like a trivia night that some of us have gone to in the past, and also the same day as community craft day. So, you know, you go nearby, you get food, you come here, maybe you meet people here, you decide you wanna go out and eat. So we wanna make it more of like a social thing. And make sure it's really worth our time to keep doing. Continuing long-running low-effort fundraisers. I had notes for this. No, I didn't, actually.
Like Kroger.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like Kroger. That's probably the biggest one. I thought I had another one, but I forgot. Others, if you have an idea about what you think could be a cool fundraiser, so you've seen another nonprofit do, very open to suggestions. Some friends I know suggested spaghetti dinners where you pay $10 and someone's get a big pot of spaghetti meatballs, and which is a really cheap meal to make. We all socialize, and it's a good money fundraiser. If that sounds interesting to you, put it on the form at the end of this presentation, or anything else you might think of. We like making it a community event. Oh, our other look, I remember what that was. It was the t-shirt ordering and the hats. But how to donate, this QR code goes to our donate page. You can also get there by going to the top right corner of our website where it says donate now. So you do not have to scan this now unless you think you're gonna forget. But it has instructions for how to set up the Kroger reward sharing, not just something that works if you're a Kroger rewards member, it happens automatically. We have our tools and equipment wish lists. Our employer donation matching, again, it's just worth looking into, seeing if there's anything that's built in there. We have ongoing t-shirt sales, link is also available on the website, and we do have a hat fundraiser. If you notice anybody walking around with these really cool hats, we've got one right there. Thank you. 2 more. Another one over here. Yes, because I didn't bring mine. But they're really cool, and our order form is open until the end of next month. So, who doesn't love merch? We also have a lot of people here today that are wearing the shirts in the shirt order form. So, I really want to get one of those myself, actually. They're quite soft.
Yeah.
I think we also sell
The
sweatshirts.
sweatshirts are really nice.
Yeah.
I got one of those.
That's really good to know. I'm right in time for summer, but I might get one immediately.
They're good quality, they're not junk.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, but that's what we have for fundraising. And I think next is classes.
I have a question regarding donation. Is that like I heard Brevity, is that the one said I think I have that to work, I just
Benevity?
yeah, but no.
Yeah, we're on Benevity.
We are on Benevity. So we're registered with
Okay.
a couple things like Benevity and
Walmart, Sparks Good.
Yeah, Walmart does like a, so if you're registered with one, sometimes employers partner with a third party, and we also partner with them. It's like, yeah. So if your employer does that, sure.
And if we're not on your employer's one, like, tell someone,
if your
and
employer
we'll get on that.
yeah, if your employer does donation, or donation matching, but some of them just do straight up donation.
Or
And
donation for volunteer time.
or donation for volunteer time, which means, you know, hey, you help out a little bit and you get money for it too. Win-win. Then take a look. If we're not on whatever system they use, we can probably get on it. We are in fact a legit nonprofit. My employer only is like, hey, if you want to spend 4 hours every quarter to go volunteer somewhere, you can do that, and that's okay. So they don't donate money. They're not cool enough. But yeah.
And don't worry about it not being big enough. You know, like check with your employer, see if they match, see if they do the matching volunteer time. Even if you only do a couple things a year, you know, these huge numbers you're seeing, it isn't like generally isn't someone wrote a big huge check. A lot of times it's $5 at a time, $10 here, $5 there.
Yeah.
It really does add up.
Yeah, most of our
Slow and
bite-sized.
steady wins the race.
Yeah, most of our bite-sized charities bring in like about a little under $100, but it really adds up to kind of a significant amount. That'll pay for all that metal we're using to build out. So cool. Any other fundraising questions? All right, that's all I've got. Classes?
Thank you.
Hello guys, I'm the classes committee chair, and
State your name.
Who are you?
my name is Risto.
Talk into the mic, Risto.
My name is Risto Savo. Yeah, so some of our stats, we had we had 43 classes held.
And 11 maker minis.
Yeah, so we had 11 maker minis, and we had 23 full classes. So it's kind of like a breakdown of that.
Better for me, not perfect.
And from our breakdown, because we had for kind of a breakdown of the classes, we had 49% as non-members and 70% as members from all the classes, the participants that were attended. So like if you guys, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the format here, but last year we started the mini classes format, which is not like full blown classes, more like when we'll showcase something. And then in addition to that, we have like more of the full class, which is like it's more of a project-based class. Yeah, I mean they're doing really well. Just wanted to give a shout out to like all the teachers because I know it's a lot of work and like having dynamic classes and putting on things that are exciting for the community is really important. So yeah, I just want to give a shout out to some like we had some really cool niche classes like basket movement with Sarah. That was really exciting. Knife sharpening with Luke. Italy, Samantha. Appreciate you guys putting on like the cricket, the Wooble workshop classes, the dog toy making. Those were all really cool. And like, of course, this you're bound to miss a couple of classes when put it on the slideshow. So like I want to really give a shout out to all the different classes that were held, that were unique, that we put on this year. And trying to, for next year meeting April 2026 on, put on more classes like this. And with that, some of the goals are to obviously increase the new classes that we have on top of the existing classes, to keep putting on the popular classes that we've held previously, just because like the recurring classes help so much with people that are joining that are new, or people that maybe have taken it previously that are want to rehash a skill, or maybe like we want to update something in the class. That really helps as well with putting on new classes. And like something really important is to we want to make a profit, yet at the same time we're a non-profit-based organization catered towards the Roanoke community. So we want to have a good balancing point in terms of price, like that's competitive, that's reasonable for the Roanoke community. At the same time, we're able to get a little bit of profit from that for future endeavors. I just wanted to stress that we want to keep holding classes for the community, for the Roanoke community that are open to everybody, not just MAKE Roanoke members, that are able to kind of get people in the community to go outside of the comfort zone. That's something like I feel like is really cool with classes, that people are able to go outside the comfort zone and learn something new, but not just MAKE Roanoke members, but everybody that's local here. And that also helps, build the community, helps everybody kind of get together and have a common area where they can do their thing. And also offer exclusive classes to members that are more catered towards the equipment here, or more catered towards the makerspace, such as 3D printing, like all the cool different ways you can 3D print, all the metalworking intricacies and everything else. So yeah, that's kind of like looking up towards the future. That's where we'd like to be.
Are instructors paid now?
I should mention that we pay instructors, and the instructors can choose like how they want to what they want to do with the funds. So
Instructors can take the funds, or they can choose what part of those space funds go to if they want to donate.
Oh, that's nice.
The tri-monthly class selection meetings are open to everybody.
I've got a thing in my section.
yeah.
I'm curious if you have any idea how many of those that 29% non-members later became members.
That's a fun statistic.
Oh, that's interesting statistic. Yeah.
We can get that to you.
I do know that at least one member and his 2 children became members after taking the class. Like taught the class and then oriented them.
Yeah, that's something really cool. Like, is we're able to advertise like with the classes and with the community events. We're able to advertise our space. Like not having those kinds of like annoying emails sending out to everybody or something like that. Like this is more like something that's actually useful. Like getting something useful out of.
Hey, Krista, thank you for herding the cats and making this
Yes.
happen.
Thank you so much.
I think we got next.
All right, hello, I'm Max Breeze. I'm one of the board members here for now. And I'm going to be talking about Member Matters. So Member Matters is the software system that is used to manage your very access to this space. So between Member Matters and the software and physical circuit board that runs the door access control system, this is all our thing. We got this from a set of makerspaces that are in Australia, but we have pretty heavily modified it at this point to suit our needs. So I want to give some statistics on how you all have been using the space. So for the top line number, in the year 2025, there were 3,662 swipes into the doors. So you have used your access cards about 10 times per day, roughly is what that works out to. And a total of 90 different people swiped into the door. So that is roughly the number of members we have. If we lose members, they're still counted in that number, but they're not counted in the membership total. That is the number of people who swiped into the space. But did they just swipe in once and never come back? How many, you can look at these membership number totals in different ways. So here's a different way of looking at that number. So we have the graph starting here at April 2025 from last annual meeting and going until today, it's going until today. The number, the y-axis on the graph you see is monthly active members. So if you pick any day along the timeline here, so let's say if you pick Halloween here, and I bring up my pointer in such a way that you can see it, which is going to be easier said than done. So if we go here to go to end of October, so we pick Halloween. So the number there, which is roughly 50, means there were 50 different unique people who swiped into the space between September 30th and October 31st. So that's this is a metric that I'm sure has been used in many contexts. I learned of it from the way they evaluate how popular are mobile apps. So it's one place this gets used. So this is the monthly active members in this space. So you can see very quickly, April 2025, we started accepting members and getting them into the space around April 3rd, April 4th, something like that, of that year. And have rapidly maintained around the 40 member mark for most of 2025. So there are a regular group of, it may be changing, but there is a group of 40 people who are typically coming in and out of the space. And then excitingly, around January, we start to see that number come up. So, and we get to where we are today, where there's approximately 60 people who are coming in and out of the space in any given month. There's a huge proportion of the number of members we have, which means we have a lot of people who are actually getting something out of their membership. They're actually coming in here and using the space, which is part of what I'm really excited to see in this number. It's all sorts of people coming in here, coming to meetings, coming to classes, and getting projects done and making exciting projects. So when are these people coming into the space? We know the exact minute and second, an hour, when you are entering the space, so we can accumulate the statistics. So if you look at each box here on this graph, we have the y-axis is the start of the hour. So this line represents all swipes from 1 p.m. to 1:59 p.m. And then the x-axis is the day of the week. So this box right here represents the number of people, kind of averaged out per year, who swipe into the space on between noon and noon 59 p.m. on Sunday. And you can see some trends. You can see, so the brighter and kind of yellower the box, the more people swipe during that time. The planning committee has its meeting every other Monday at 6 p.m. So you can see a lot of people are swiping into the space in the 5 to 5:59 p.m. time slot. This meeting, you can see a correspondingly similar swipe. You see, generally speaking, people are not really swiping in here during work hours, except a little bit to some degree on Friday. You can see midday on weekends is popular. You can see 7 a.m. on Mondays is a little less popular, but still there for some reason. And then a lot of other times, you can see broadly speaking, we are night owls. we are not warning people, at least in our access to the space. And there's some times in the wee hours of the night where no swipes have been reported.
That one.
Yes. So some people were in here at 3 or 4 a.m. on a Tuesday. Someone was in here at 2 a.m. on a Saturday, or sorry, 3 a.m. on a Saturday. Good on ya. I'm sure it's nice and quiet.
So the challenge for the next year is everybody needs to make a point of coming in at some point at 2 or 3 in the morning at least once.
Let's
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not access statistics.
Make it a hot spot.
I mean, that was the whole point behind the 24-hour.
I can attest it's not quiet. I was the only one here and I had my speaker out and blasted.
A different kind of peaceful. And you can see anything above kind of like not purple but blue is around the 50 mark. So roughly 50 swipes per year on a given day of the week means you'll probably get somebody here. So anything that's in this kind of lighter blue color or more intense than that, there probably might be someone here if you come in at that time. So if you're looking to collaborate with other people and enjoy making together, those are good times to do that. Finally, we want to look at how many signups cumulatively we have each month. So we start off again in April 2025. There were a lot of signups that particular month because that was when people were kind of activating their memberships for the first time. And we see a steady, 10 to 20 extra people every month. The pace picks up a little bit in January of this year. And we get to our current number of people that we have in Member Matters, which is around 120. So those are all people who are members, have been members, and that includes a small number of people next door, so that their badge works on the exterior door. Any questions on the door access statistics?
What's the current number of active
88, 89.
Also, in case anybody was wondering why I always have a slide that says please badge in every time you come in, that's why.
Yeah, so that you show up, each one of you have showed up in these statistics. So final,
So whoever Samantha's not tracking Max's.
some future-looking things for member. One more question.
So on that subject, is it still publicly visible if we log into Member Matters?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah,
So you can see the entire
Like,
door history.
Everyone can see all the swipes.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just thought I like looking every now and then.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
thought
a
we
little
had
bit of a
fixed
bad
that.
thing.
Wait,
It's
is it a bad thing?
kind of sketch.
Yeah, we don't want
Yeah.
that. The intention is to get rid of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
As just there's a lot of reasons. So future-looking stuff for Member Matters. Was that? Is that not Norway compliant? Anyway, that is the ticking time bomb for everyone presenting after me to present faster. Future items on Member Matters. So, as discussed, there are some things we don't like about Member Matters. At some point during this summer, we are going to do a little Member Matters hackathon. So if you like writing software, if you have opinions on web design and want to express those opinions in code, we'll be holding a day over the summer. We're going to try and pick the day so that the timing works with. There's a big group in Sweden that started working on Member Matters itself. I want to kind of try and make some schedule overlap with them. So be on the lookout for an announcement for a Member Matters Hackathon Day, so we can try and knock out a lot of our gripes with the software all in one shot.
Schedule overlap with the Swedes is not going to be that easy.
It's not.
It's easier than scheduling overlap with the Aussies.
And also, there will be the need for additional physical hardware for door access. Once there is a lab space that's got a door on it, we may put some kind of badging on that. And there may be badging on machines so that it's really explicit that if you don't have permissions to turn on the table saw, you don't have the ability to turn on the table saw.
But also so that we can track
and track
what
and
is
use.
popular.
So that will be, so be on the lookout. If you like assembling electronics, if you are very good with tiny tweezers, be on the lookout for assembly days for making more access control boards.
What are the current rights with members?
The planning committee is maintaining a list. I'm not going to go into all of them right now because it's not a short list. They revolve around usability as the software from the kind of board leadership's perspective. Kind of weirdness around payment where like each person has to have a credit card tied to them. You can't do group memberships, you can't do family memberships and stuff like that. That is not a function of the system. And some kind of weird visibility of data that we don't like. Plus there's a weird issue that the sign-up process that I know some of you have come across that requires me to jump in and fix some stuff in the code when you make your account. So trying to fix that as well.
Thank you, Max.
Congrats.
And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Sam S. for volunteering. Yes.
Hello, I am Sam S. the second. I'm older, but I'm still the second. And I'm gonna talk to you guys about volunteering. So there's a lot of names on here. These are some awesome people that have done some awesome work around here this year. So on the board, we've got Chris, Samantha, Matt, Nick, Will, and Max, and then Georgina also served on the board this year before moving to Texas. And then we've also got our amazing shop captains. We've got Chris, Samantha, Matt, Nick, Will, Michelle, Stan, Luke, Samantha, Jessica, and John. Those are all your current shop captains. And then formally we also have Charles, Rob, and myself. So round of applause for you. And those shop captains want you to contact them. They love it. They want you to tell them.
He says after he stops being one.
That's the one thing that I will still do as a shop captain. You want to be trained on something, you tell me, I'll get here and I'll train you on it. We want you using the equipment. So get in here, talk to those shop captains, send them a message. They want to hear from you. Also, our awesome committee chairs. Samantha for marketing, Max for critical services, Michelle for events, Bristow for classes, Alex for fundraising, Sam for building, Italy for the website, Georgina also for fundraising. Big round of applause. And then there's a bunch of people that also needed some additional shout outs. This isn't even everybody. This is just the people that we could assemble out of our minds this week. We've got Aaron, Amanda, Avni, Brian, Charlie, David, Deanna, Frank, Harley, Jonathan, Josh, Melissa, Sarah, the folks from the United Way, and many, many others. Big round of applause to everybody that
Members, they still help out with goodness of their record.
That is absolutely true. Yeah, Frank is in here doing a ton of stuff, not a member. Charlie is in here all the time doing stuff, not a member.
Deanna's not a member.
Deanna also huge help, and just it's awesome to see how much the community comes together. The United Way mascot. This is one of the big volunteering things that we did this year. A whole bunch of people came together. The United Way needed to rebuild their mascot. See on the left was the original, and then on the right we've got the new one. We completely remade it from scratch. It is now made in such a way that they can wash it. It now has a fan on the inside, so it doesn't get overwhelmingly sweltering hot. And and it is way lighter. There's a backpack frame in it now, so you can adjust it to exactly the height you need. It was awesome to see just a bunch of people come together to help build this. So big thanks to everyone that helped us. All right.
That's all I knew.
That's from the video that you posted.
Yeah. How to get involved. You want to be one of the people we're shouting out? These are awesome ways to get involved. Join the planning committee. This is where everything gets done. Just show up. Monday, the first and third Monday at 6 p.m., you are welcome. Show up. We're going to talk about everything that needs to happen over the course of the next 2 weeks. Teach a class. The next quarterly selection meeting is June 1st at 6 p.m. That is in place of the planning meeting that would normally be on that night. But the first Monday of every quarter, 6 p.m., whole group gets together and we decide on the classes for the next 3 months. Come to that meeting. If you can't make it to that meeting, talk to somebody that's going to be there. Tell them you want to teach a class. Give them the dates you want to do it, what the class is going to be. It's an awesome way to get involved, and we need lots and lots of class teachers. And we had a ton of people show up to the last one, and we had intentions of doing like 2 classes and 2 minis a month. We way overshot that. We've got so many more classes planned this quarter because people are showing up to this meeting and agreeing to do stuff.
Can I get paid as a shop teacher?
You absolutely can get paid to teach a class. It's $10 per hour.
Or $20 per hour.
$20 per hour that the class is scheduled for. So if it's scheduled for a 3-hour class, then that would be $60 for the main instructor of that class. And you can either take that money, we'll pay you, or it's your choice what shop area that needs to go to. Like, you think, hey, the wood shop really needs a new lathe chucked. That's what Frank put his money towards for one of the classes. And so, just a really awesome way to get involved. Events. Michelle's always looking for more help on event stuff. Always. Michelle, when do you next need help?
May 2nd. Oh wait, this
No,
Saturday. Sunday. Always.
Show up here. Sunday. Help Michelle. We are rebuilding the octopus this Sunday. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
We're running out of time. It's got to happen this Sunday. So please show up. Help rebuild that octopus. It's going in that parade no matter what.
That might be a worm.
That is at noon.
How long will you be here?
As long as it takes.
Until it's done. Tool orientations and maintenance. You don't want to be a shop captain, but you still want to help with tool orientations. Your shop captains absolutely would love for you to do that. So talk to your shop captains. Let them know that you want to help out with that, as well with tool maintenance. Do not do tool maintenance unless you talk to your shop captain first. But get in touch with them. Say, hey, I want to help out. How do I help out more around your shop? They'll let you know. There's always something to do. Do things quietly. Look around. See what needs to be done around here. There's always something to clean. There's always something to organize. I'm sure you can look around and find something that needs to be done. Just do it. You've got access to the space. Key in, come in here, just get it done. Also, do things loudly. Exactly the same thing, but then go on Discord and brag about yourself. Shame everyone else for not doing it. And finally, stage a coup. Like, it's a great way to do it. Do you really wish you were running the marketing committee instead of Samantha?
You do.
You know, what's stopping you? Just figure out what needs to be done, talk to the people involved in it, and start doing it. It's really that easy to get involved around here. It's a matter of, if something needs to be done and you're the person that's going to do it, then let's get it done and let's do it.
You're not stepping on any toes.
Yeah, you are not stepping on toes unless you're doing
Unless you're
tool
doing-
maintenance that was
Yes.
not asked of you. That is the one thing, like, please do not do that.
We are not a territorial bunch.
Yeah. All right. And if you get that volunteer role on Discord, you can be notified of any volunteering opportunities that we're asking for help. If you want to help out with specific committees, these are the people to talk to. I'll give that a second in case anybody wants to. All right.
Just make sure you have the correct
Yeah. Honestly, though, if you tag any
The Sams all talk
Sam,
to each other.
we all talk to each other.
That,
We'll
that isn't
figure
my
it out.
Discord handle for Sam. It's like I have a special name like everybody else does that's unique, just nobody uses it.
Yeah.
Because we
Not
don't
that I'm
know
better.
it, it's just Sam.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't show up.
And then these are your shop captain contacts. All right. Next up, we got Matt, Michelle, and/or Luke.
Nice job, Sam. Very motivating.
Three-part army, go.
All right, so that pizza's smelling real good over there, so I'm gonna try and keep it fairly brief on my part. We've made a ton of progress in the wood shop this past year. Charles, thank you so much for helping get we've got 62 people trained and accounted for on our roll, and lots of good new tools coming up along the line. We've got the 14-inch bandsaw coming. This year we were also able to get the CNC machine up and running, and possibly a planer in the future, which would be pretty sweet. A larger planer, yeah. So yeah, those are kind of my quick updates. I don't know, Luke.
We got the lathe going.
Oh, how did I forget about the lathe?
It's your
Yeah.
That's where I spend most of my time now. We also got a new drill press working fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
I intend to put a better table on that, and
Good stuff.
Well, I'm just here for moral support. Any organizing you want to do with a lot of the donated wood, please feel free. I've been kind of futzing around with it a bit, but it always needs organization because people are always pulling through it. Sometimes it can become a safety hazard, so just be cautious. But feel free to get in there, do some fun stuff.
also there's a ton of wood in there. Don't be scared to use it, even if it's nice stuff.
Please use
Yeah,
it.
it's
Label it if you're using it.
Yeah. If you
If
claim
it's
it,
not
label
labeled,
it.
it's
Right.
communal.
Yeah, if it's not labeled, it's communal. There's these little yellow tags up here at the front. If you want to keep it for your project, put a label on it, and it's yours forever, or until the label gets lost. But use the wood as much as you like.
All right, so that's our quick update from Woodshop, unless anyone else had anything.
All right, I'm back. Fiber Arts update. I'm Samantha. I'm one of the Fiber Arts shop captains, along with Sam Dunn, who are crochet specialists. New since opening, we got these 3 grommet setters. Some are here, one of them's back there. We got another embroidery machine. We got this tower of yarn. We got universal presser feet for the machine. So like, if you need a weird foot, we probably have it. We got hot glue guns. Some new embroidery hoops for the Janome embroidery machine. An ironing board. 449 sewing patterns. They are cataloged on the website. You can search. Amazing. And there's about 200 more on the way. And then when Joanne closed, we made out like bandits. We got $53,000 retail value for $200. Never buy a zipper again in your life. I'm begging you. They are mostly stored here in these white boxes. They are for your use. Please use them. Goals for next year, I want to repair this green industrial sewing machine and get the Juki cover stitch machine. We're having some timing issues with it. And the ancient patcher machine. I would love to buy a projector for sewing patterns and a toughening gun for Frank. That's how you can make rugs, so you can make really fun rugs. And add those 200 more sewing patterns to the catalog. Are there any questions about fiber arts? Cool. Next up is Will the Lasers.
So, Laser Lab is a little bit sad at the moment because
Talk into the mic.
Laser Lab's a little sad at the moment because both of our lasers are under the weather. The smaller diode laser will be fixed soon. I actually just heard back from Adams that the replacement board is much cheaper than I thought they were going to charge us. So, very good. So, yeah. And next is our medium-term goals. Hopefully by fall, I'll have our CO2 laser online. Our sub-goals on that right now is finishing up the wiring harness work, getting the movement system tuned in, and then test the tuners. It's a dual 60 watt. It's not performing at 60 watts, so we're going to see where they are. And then after that, start with freaking laser beams. Okay. Any questions? No questions? Okay.
Hey everyone, my name's Stan. I'm the electronics shop captain. Right now we have 38 people trained in the electronics shop. During the past year, a lot of the year has been focused on kind of getting the core competencies of electronics up and going. So among other things, we got a really fancy soldering iron, we got a hot air rework station, and now we almost have a full class set of soldering equipment. So I'm really excited about that, enabling us to do some better, like solder some board type classes in the next year. Also, the reflow oven is ready for training. I kind of snuck that in the electronics shop right when this meeting started. So if anyone's been waiting on that, that's ready to go. And we've just had a ton of component donations and purchases throughout the year, building out our component library. For next year, during this meeting, I just had someone volunteer to help with electronics during the meeting, so that's excited for next year. In terms of equipment, signal generator is coming soon. This is something I already have the budget for, and I'm just kind of waiting on a good deal to come around. Also looking at some desoldering equipment, maybe a benchtop multimeter. The other thing I'm looking forward to is this year, and right now, we're doing a group build of a synthesizer. That has been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot, and it's just been awesome to get to know people in that format more. So I'd really like to capture that and do some more group build events in the next year. And then finally, organization, both physical and digital. Finally getting the parts catalog online is going to be a big priority. And then physical organization, I've been waiting until the lab walls get built. And then I'm going to be so excited to have shelves and things to put boxes in. So yeah, that's like that.
Stan, were you involved in any of that door stuff that Max was talking about?
Yeah, I was. I helped with the physical builds for those, and then wrote a bunch of the firmware that's running on the door controllers we're using now. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, let us know also.
I'm Chris, I'm Metal Shop Captain. So updates for the metal shop for this year. At least 10 people have been trained. I need to upgrade that because there have been a couple more since then. Over the last year, we picked up the surface plate, got a horizontal bandsaw, thanks to Sam for picking that up. The surface grinder, both the surface plate and the surface grinder were industrial auction finds, which we got those for really, really cheap. The star of the show this past year was the Clausing metal lathe. That's pretty much rocking and rolling right now. The digital readout setup is on it. Now that that is done, to the various bits of measuring gear that we've gotten. So now that the lathe is done, goals for this year, the drill press is next. I'm going to work on that. It's improvement day next. And once that's up and running, which I just need to wire it and put a switch on it, surface grinder will be coming up, and we'll start running classes on that. Sometime this year, I'd like to get digital readouts on the Bridgeport, just more usability improvements. And we definitely need more horizontal surfaces, more stable horizontal surfaces. And as far as new equipment I'd like to acquire this year, I know we have a member that has a bunch of blacksmithing gear that she wants to get here. The big problem with that has been figuring out where the hell we're going to put it. So a lot of that stuff needs to live outside. And I would,
Need to be secure.
yes, that is a big thing. I'd like to get some more machines in the shop. Definitely some more lathes, another lathe, another mill perhaps. A lot of this is stuff I know I want. Obviously, it is up to everybody if they all want them. But I think it'd be cool to have a shaper. I just picked up a larger pantograph for myself. The guy that I bought it from has many more for a very good price if we want one of those. Optical power is another bit of measuring gear that is incredibly useful. And yeah, just any tools that everybody wants, just let me know, and we'll look into acquiring them. So that's pretty much it for me. So,
Hey everyone, my name's Nick. I'm one of the board members here at MAKE Roanoke. I serve as the clerk, and I'm also the shop captain of the 3D printing lab, so I'm excited to share some updates from the past year. Firstly, I just wanted to show off some of the projects that people have made in the lab. We've had all sorts of cool stuff like board games, Nerf guns, rocket parts, all sorts of electronics enclosures, tabletop minis, you name it. This is just like a small fraction of all the stuff that's been made, so I am very much looking forward to seeing what else you guys make in the coming year. So after 1 year, we have 39 people that have been trained on at least one piece of equipment in the 3D printing lab. We have consumed about 36 kilograms of filament, which is about 79 pounds. And mind you, these parts are mostly hollow, so it's a lot of stuff. Altogether, we have printed for about, or for actually a little bit over 2,400 hours. So that roughly works out to about 6 or 7 hours a day if you spread it out evenly. And then through all that time, there's only been 3 machine failures that have needed parts or like some sort of extensive service to them. So yeah, awesome job using the lab. We've had some nice new stuff since we've opened. We have an LGU Saturn III resin printer, which is a slightly larger format than a lot of them that are available. We have an LGU Mercury wash and cure station, so that makes it really easy to clean your parts well and cure them. A Space Pi 4 filament dryer. That's a really nice filament dryer that can do 4 spools at once, and you can also set 2 different temperatures if you happen to have different materials.
And really high temps, I found out recently.
Yeah, really high temps, and it also automatically evacuates moisture after it gets over a certain threshold. So really nice thing to use. We have a pretty nice communal supply of materials now. We have a drawer of PLA that is overflowing, plus some on the bottom shelf. So lots of materials to use if you just want to like mess around. Don't feel guilty or anything about coming in. Please use them. We have so much and so many colors. We got a Bamboo Live P1S combo that was donated by a member, so thank you everyone who donated to that effort. And then we have a lot of people that donate sort of the last generation of 3D printers to us. They end up in the boneyard in the 3D printing lab, so we have a lot of spare parts. So if you guys ever work on anything that is like needs stepper motors, aluminum extrusions, electronics, displays, anything like that, come see me. I have so much, so please feel free to use it if you have a cool project in mind. Goals for this year, I want to expand our printer lineup. Specifically, I want something that will be more of a larger format printer, so that way if you guys want to print larger things, you don't have to print it in multiple parts and then assemble it. I want to also, during the build out, increase the material compatibility that we can use in the lab, so that way we can start using some of the engineering grade filaments, such as like your nylon, PEEK, polycarbonate, stuff like that, just for different use cases. And then also offer more classes and group training. All right, and I think that is it for 3D Printing Lab. Is there any questions?
Why do you have to wait for the build out to do that?
I need to install some more plumbing for the ventilation for the FDM style printers. So I need the wall to be there. All right, anything else? Cool, I will turn this over to John and or Jessica for our brand new shop.
Hello, I'm John.
I'm Jessica.
We're trying to get the stained glass shop up and running, so we're a new shop. We're going to be over there. Jessica's got some updates on what she's been working on.
Yeah, so we had the interest meeting that Matt put together, I think about 8 weeks ago. And since then, we've collaborated and we've made the workshop manual for the handbook. I read over your guys' manuals for your other shops. I read a little bit about lead safety and made manuals. And we're gonna read through it one more time and make sure it's good. And I also did an orientation checklist. And then John worked on
So,
tools.
oh, sorry. No, so we've got a list of tools that we'd like to make sure that we have for several parallel lanes of work, so people can work side by side, or we can host a class. We're going to be donating some of those when I do an audit of the tools that we have, and then we'll be purchasing some more. Kind of the goals for the space is the ability to work collaboratively. We'll be supporting copper foil construction techniques, so if you know about stained glass, that's one of the two major options. Thanks to the wood shop for creating a wonderful rack for in-progress project storage, as well as planning to do some storage for a supply of consumable materials, and we'll have an adjustable height workbench for tasking.
And then I just kind of thought out kind of like a preliminary timeline. So if we did day 0 as when we purchased the supplies from the supply list, I think day 0 to 45 would be setting up this physical space of the shop. And then day 45 to 60, I'd like to trial the shop orientation with people who have led orientations before to get feedback. And then after that, from day 60 to 90, I'd like to open up the orientation for all the members, and then at the same time, start dreaming up what a first class would look like. And it seems like have a class proposal for, I think, the September 1st class committee meeting.
Will your shop need any ventilation?
We are going to use a fume extractor because we'll be using the same kind of fumes as the electronics lab.
Are you going to vent it?
We'll be using like the charcoal scrubbing fume extractors, so it'll just be self-circulating but through a filter is the initial plan, but we're open to more feedback and build out suggestions. Thank you.
We're so excited, guys.
Yeah.
Introducing for the first time.
He has never seen me before. All right, I promise that'll make this fast, but we have a lot of people here, so I'm just going to go through some things. We're trying to get payments off of PayPal into Member Matters. If you're a newer member, you're already there. You're set. There's a blog post pinned on the website that gives you instructions on how to do it. If you need help canceling your PayPal, we can do that from our end. If you've been with us since the beginning, we need you to sign another waiver. It takes 2 seconds. There's also paper ones right here that you can fill out if you prefer. They don't technically expire, but we like to get them up to date once a year. These are our upcoming classes in May. The ones that are not sold out are our vector class on May 23rd that just got announced today. And as of a couple hours ago, there was 1 seat left in the router Maker Mini, which is a demonstration on how you can use a router. The bookbinding and the picture framing class will be announced later this month. As Sam said, if you want to be a trainer, especially for Metal Shop and 3D Printing Lab, talk to those shop captains. That'll be Nick for 3D printing and Chris for metal, and Max is gonna be a metal shop captain like tomorrow. Spoiler alert. Sunday, this coming Sunday, we are working on the octopus. Please come. If you're not a member, become a member. It's $50 a month. If that's a lot of money for you, We also have reduced rate income options if you have a low income or if you're a student. That's how you can become a member. All right, board elections. Before we get into it, I just want to give a round of applause to Max for his 2 years of service on the board.
To start the first meeting.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, Max is originally from our makerspace down in Blacksburg called Hacksburg. He realized that there was a lot of people from Roanoke traveling all the way to Blacksburg and said, why don't we just start a makerspace in Roanoke? And look at us. Here we are. So we have 4 people running for the board. We are not running against each other. You can vote for all of us if you want to. You're going to confirm or deny us on individual basis. I'm running again. I'm an incumbent. I serve as the board secretary. I do a lot of stuff around here, as you have seen, because I've come up here a lot just now.
She has all the dirt on you, so you better vote.
I know if you're opening the emails or not. So yeah, that's my bio. These are also on a blog post on the website. I know we're hungry and want pizza. Next up is Nick. Do you want to stand up and wave so people remember who you are?
Hi.
Ow, ow. Nick has been serving as our board clerk. He is wonderful. He's also a 3D printing captain. Excellent. We have Alex back there.
Yay, Alex.
She's our fundraising chair. She's a wonderful person. And we have Sam Brown. If you dare
Yay,
to have
Sam.
2 Sams on the same board, vote for Sam Brown. He's heading our building committee. All 4 of us, I feel like, are doers, just from what I have experienced with us. And I know that personally with Nick and Sam and Alex have been doers on the planning committee. So this is how you vote. You must be a full member, which means that you joined before March 1st. There's only like 6 people who are not full members, so you're probably a full member. You just go right there and you vote. There's also a survey after the ballot. The survey takes like 10 minutes to do. We're only asking you to do this once a year, but it's how we are going to base our decisions based on your feedback. So none of the questions in the survey are required. If you don't feel like answering it, just skip through it.
I just want to point out, there are questions specifically about equipment you'd like to see. That would be awesome to get answers on, so we
Yes.
can know, like, as a community, what to prioritize acquiring.
Exactly.
We seeded it with some ideas from different people at the planning meeting, but there's definitely a write in your own option.
There is.
You don't only have to write in one thing.
I'll also say that at the beginning, you can put in your name or your key fob number. I am doing my very best to separate those informations from the responses to keep it as anonymous as possible. The key fob number is the number that's on your blue key fob. You don't have to write in the beginning zeros. But I just have like a valid list of numbers that I'm just gonna be like, yes, that person can vote, and that's all I'm looking at. So I am trying to keep it as anonymous as possible.
Yeah, is there a deadline for this?
The deadline is April 30, the end of the month.
Where can we find this?
Everywhere.
QR code?
This link is on Discord, or will be in a minute. It's a blog post on the website, and it should have been emailed to you.
You all got an email a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we're open.
And it's important to me, so I'm probably gonna like directly harass everybody in general, like every 2 days until it's closed.
Yeah.
And you survived it.
Yeah, that's true.
So any questions? All right, let's eat pizza.
Yay!
Woo!